No. Crazy. I did not think that was going to happen.
Ran through the bomb, you know.
Yep.
Wanted to punish you for doing that uh, by blowing it up, and then you parried the explosion.
Yeah, I'm insane. That's why I said I didn't think that was going to happen, because I looked way better than I am.
So one thing I think I struggle with is getting in when my opponent doesn't want me to get in. My best solution really has been maybe throw a boomerang the other way, like have a returning hitbox, and then like just kind of approach the opponent, get into a scramble, and hope it works out in my favor.
So when you say they don't want you to get in, like, what are they doing? Are they running from you, or are they like setting up traps? Or they have
For
range?
example, they have range, or they're like a duck hunt player, for example.
Okay.
So, for example, Pyra. If Pyra were playing Keep Away.
Okay, and just like doing this thing the entire time, as soon as you get closer, like this.
Yeah, something like that.
Okay. It depends. Yeah, there has to be some more context as far as like who's winning, who's losing, and how bad it actually is too. But I would say with regards
to imagine like I'm losing, right? So I have to approach.
Okay, so if you're losing by a ton and like the clock is also a factor, then you have more things to, I guess, deal with. But as far as just the moves itself that you have to try and get around, if I'm doing this, for example, and I'm trying to like do for falling aerials, you can go for rising aerials and try and catch me. The angled up boomerang can try and catch you, or just like, let's say you throw a boomerang, and once again, going back to the idea of misdirection with it, you throw it out. So if I do throw this out and it happens to go underneath me, I either have to shield it or I have to jump and get over top of it, or waste my double jump or something, and it's going to allow you to get in. The other thing for Pyra is, at least with her side B, I think her F smash just destroys the bomb because it's strong enough. It might actually be after you've done a little bit of damage to it, but I know side B blows it up because it is fire, right? Or like that. Yeah, it just like instantly explodes.
Yeah, it's just because of its fire.
Yeah. I don't know if my fair... I don't think fair does that. Oh, it does. Okay, well, there's your answer right there.
Yeah.
Basically hit and just put the bomb in between us. Like that. It's crazy that's
so,
foreshadowing from
for Pyra specifically, yeah, that makes sense as a solution. I'll note that down. Like the matchups that I find the roughest are things like defensive Shulk, you know, zoning Sephiroth, probably defensive Cloud.
I can say too, like, at least at higher and higher levels of play, the game is always going to favor the more defensive player, especially if both players are evenly matched. You'll have opportunities to pop off on someone, or they might do the same to you if you make a big mistake, but if you're making very minimal mistakes, you have to play very slow. I've always considered, or I guess referenced it or compared it to boxing, as far as in boxing is 12 rounds. Even though both fighters are professionally trained and they could knock you out in 10 seconds or less, doesn't mean that they have the opportunity to do that all the time, right? So if you're fighting against, like, let's say a Shulk or a Sephiroth, and it's like, okay, well, if I just get in there and I do something crazy and get a damage lead, and then I don't know, run away from them or try and get some hard punishes, it's like, well, they might never actually put themselves in a genuinely bad spot. So what you can try to do to segue yourself from, let's say, neutral to putting them into a bad spot is using your boomerang or using your bomb. And like I said, try and pay attention to how they deal with those things. Not so much think about, okay, did I actually hit them or did I actually not? Because you've seen, like, even if you put the bomb right in front of me, I'm either going to shield it or I'm going to try and pick it up. If I do pick it up, now I can't attack. Like, I have my specials, but I have to throw the bomb first. I also can't grab. If I have the bomb in between us, like, let's say, imagine Sephiroth, if I'm holding the bomb, the only thing I have that's a real threat is Shadow Flare.
Yeah, if the Sephiroth is holding it, I'm not afraid.
Same thing for Shulk. Like, I guess they have backslash and upbeat, but they're not going to do that. If they're a good player, they're probably going to try and like Z drop and like, I don't know, try and re-grab the bomb over and over again. They'll try and do something like that, but even then, they're not going to do it perfectly. And if you see your opportunity to get in, then by all means, you can use that. So I think, once again, I wouldn't say let the bomb do all the work for you, but kind of put it in the way to have that obstruction. So if someone has crazy range, it minimizes their range almost instantly, provided that they pick it up, or they're now shielding it because they're scared, or they're respecting it and jumping over it, or they won't cross that line. They'll just wait. In which case, now if you have better bomb placement, you now have the entire stage. Right?
True.
So let's say, like, or go ahead.
Bomb and boomerang, which I normally think of as like camping or defensive zoning tools, you're saying can also be like offensive zoning tools against zoners that like might have better moves than my fair, for example.
it's stage control, and it makes me have to make a decision. Because like, let's say the bomb's right in front of me. Uh, Hypothetically speaking, if I was to stay across the ground, you have the entire stage all the way over here behind you to do whatever you want, unless I want to jump to get past this bomb. I can try and risk it or test my luck and dash it and grab it. But if you happen to blow up the bomb as I do that, then now I'm getting hit for technically no reason. In which case I can try and bait it and like run up to the bomb and shield. So if you detonate it, now the bomb's out of the play for a second, and then I can try and continue fighting. Or I had to give in and actually jump and go around it completely. Right? I know this might sound a little simpler than it's going to be played out to be, but this is something that you can genuinely set up and say, okay, if someone sees the bomb in front of them, I want to pay attention to how they deal with this.
Yeah,
okay?
That's fair. That makes sense. I suspect it'll take me some practice to, you know, put it into effect.
And I'll also say too that better and better players are going to be able to deal with it in different ways, so it's a little bit more ambiguous as to what they're doing. So it's not like, okay, the bomb's in front of me, I have to jump because I do that every single time. There are some players that will try and test their luck, and they'll try and run up and shield it, or they'll run up and grab it. They might even try and catch it before it hits the ground. Let's say if you throw it at me, I'll try and catch it while it's like bouncing or something. In which case, if I happen to flinch and I don't get the grab, then now I might panic. Right? I might try and pick it up again, and now I just throw out a jab by accident as I'm picking it up. Then you jump up to the top of the fair. You throw out the boomerang as well, since I'm not trying to shield it. Or if I am scared and I happen to flinch, I might shield immediately, in which case you can now go for that grab. Right? It opens up a ton of possibilities to have the opponent make a huge mistake because they're, like I said, fixated on the item more so than fixated on you. It's misdirection. That's like the not highest degree, but pretty high degree as far as you don't care if they get hit by the bomb. You just want them to care about the bomb. The thing is, it's kind of unfortunate in some situations. Like, we can talk about this stuff and then you'll try it and then it won't work. And it's like, well, we're talking about it, it's fresh in our minds. But against someone who has no idea what your plan is, you'd be surprised how effective this stuff is. Scratch. Yeah, it's death. Goodbye. Good stuff. But you'll notice too, when you put the bomb down in front of you, sometimes it will just dash up to it, then jump away because you put it down right in front of me. And I'm not sure if you're going to throw it at me or if you are going to Z-drop it or what the deal is. I don't want to flinch as well if I dash in and go for like a grab. Just because you're there, I might be able to get there in time sometimes, but if I don't get there in time, I'm completely trolling myself. Uh-oh. Also, if I throw out Blazing End to like get rid of the bomb at a distance, I'm wide open to getting hit. Also, with the way that your boomerang works, if my side B is traveling and it's sideways going across the ground, then it'll hit your boomerang. But if it's upright like that, your boomerang can go through that.
Yeah.
Right? I'm pretty sure your arrow can too.
Oh.
Different? Oh, I almost got a spike there too. That would have been insane. Oh, okay. I'm actually stupid. Oh, I was almost incredibly stupid. I tried to down air right there too.
Yeah, instead of going for a grab once you landed, I should have...
I'm dead.
Dead?
Almost.
No, I should have done a different punish.
Yeah, if I go for that up B like that, it's a free up B of your own. If not, yeah, you probably just go for up B just to be safe. It's the fastest thing.
Yeah, it is the fastest thing.
This guy's insane.
I just let go at what I hoped was the end of the animation.
I think it's 5 hits. It's always the same. Actually, no, it's not always the same. I lied. It's less hits if I have it less charged. Yeah, that was terrible. Good up bead. Good catch.
Yeah, sometimes I find it hard to dash back F tilt.
What are you using for your tilts? C-stick?
C-stick.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like when when I'm running and I can slide, you know, it's
Mhm.
fine because I just turn around and slide. But if I do it too quickly, you know, it just dashes back again. Just something to work on in training.
Okay. Something I'll do too. If I'm like, let's say, trying to dash away, like, are you saying that's the situation you're trying to have that happen, or you don't, or you have the dash attack happen by accident?
Oh snap! Never mind. I've been doing it wrong apparently.
I can say one thing if you,
There.
whether or not you are just getting lucky right now or not, just to make it simpler for yourself, is if you want to get a turnaround forward tilt, just make sure that the control stick is in the neutral position before you go for your C stick.
Yeah, for some reason I thought like you had to push left on the analog stick as well.
Oh no, if you do that, you can get that. Yeah, that's how that happens.
Yeah, that's what was happening. But cool.
Yeah.
I can do it now.
All right. Let's keep going.